So, if you remember yesterday, we were doing the whole cutscene here, and today I'm gonna continue doing the same. I want to say special thanks to Vinesauce for trying out my Conquer game. I hope you enjoyed it. So, let's get started. Let's see where we left off. Okay, so when I change to player, apparently I cannot move for some reason, so we have to fix that issue first. And one more thing, I was thinking to change one of the dialogues, this one, because it's too long and it breaks the whole experience. And let's see what happens. So okay, let's see if this somehow messes up our logic, or maybe this. We also have to bear in mind that this is a checkpoint, so when the player dies he has to be able to reset properly and show that cutscene again where he jumps out of the wall. So let's see what happens here. Okay, this page is not needed anymore because I used all the sound effects I wanted. So we're here. Then select 5 heartbeats. So yeah, it sounds like a turn is not needed. Turn towards 9 and alright, and what is the player where it gets created? I think he gets created by going here. Alright, insert the place, yeah. Respawn player equals play position. Something's not right. Why doesn't it move? Is the other player properly destroyed? His brain works. Maybe his space doesn't work. Let me try the base. Equals 1. Although I don't think that's the thing. Maybe this works all the time. Here, less than 0.5. Well, he gets destroyed. It's a bit weird. Anyway, let's see it again. Just trying to figure out what happens. some reason. Is there anything else here? Oh, the torch is still here. I had destroyed the torch. Don't see anything wrong with it. Not sure what happens. Okay, let's try to isolate stuff. So let's instead make this once. See if that's the case. Here's this torch. There's one torch here. Alright. Okay, yeah. There's the time. Also gonna decrease this guy's, I'm gonna say 1, because it takes too much time to switch to player mode. I need to be fast, you know, like you see it taunts, you run straight away, because if and then if you are late for a second or two, then it just jumps on you. Sure what's wrong. Okay, I think the best way to see what's wrong is to go here and see what happens when we actually start the cutscene. Oh, that's what happens. Gotcha. There we go. Finally. That would have been super hard to find. Good thing I just saw that bait. Alright, one more thing. I need to make this faster. So, where is this guy? Okay. So I want here. I want the player to move at speed 0.4, a bit faster. Thanks. Hello, by the way. Yeah, I think. Well, it needs a few more tweaks to make it, you know, like just the small details and everything. But generally, yeah. Oh, I forgot to do something else. See, the torch gets destroyed when he jumps out, so that eliminates the light. And I don't want this to happen yet. I want it to happen like a second later, so you still see him coming from there. It looks cooler. I'm also gonna change her emote, because it doesn't look so cool. There we go. That's more like it. we're also gonna need a bigger alleyway here because this guy's huge, and in order not to overlap with stuff, I'm just gonna make it a bit wider. But anyway, let's fix those few things before we move on. Yeah, instead of mud, I would have stone because it looks a lot better. Alright, and then change it here too. Where's it? Oh, it's already there. Okay, this will not happen yet. Will happen here. Alright. Okay, so this guy. There we go. So now, so you want to do the mud, it does this like really quickly, so you do like head spin. You can see it changes now. You see, it looks a lot better. It doesn't do the sound though, which is good, because I can add my own sound. Okay. One more thing. I think... Oh, it's not here. If you remember last episode, I clamped the pace to 10. So it does like quicker and quicker. I think it would be good to clamp it at 20. Here. Let's clamp it at 20. Because I think it will look cooler if it does it a bit faster now that this is a slower remote. Also, one more thing. In the transformation tab here, it does the static. It would be good to add the sound as well. This game with this idea, I think it would be cool. Let's search for zombie. Maybe you could make the war pace very low when it says run. Ah, yeah, that's a really good idea. Yes, you know what? I'll do that right now. This is a really cool idea. What is this sound? It's like a freak out. You know what? I like it. Let's see how it looks in high bits. I don't know, like 6 everywhere, and overlap because this is gonna be played really fast. Okay, one is this. What else do you want to do? Alright, let's see how it looks, and then we're gonna do your idea zip tip. It looks weird. That sound effect looks weird. It looks funny actually. So I need something more, I don't know, scary. I'll go for, you know, Troll has really cool sounds. I don't know if you use them. It has really bass sounds which are really cool. Well, not this one's. Actually, what about Scream? I think there is a cool... Yeah, this one. It starts slow though. What cool sound could I use? Let's go to Arcane. Arcane has cool sounds. So here's the dilemma. If I use overlapping, it would overlap itself because it will play in every frame. Maybe no, actually, if I use starter too. It doesn't even play. Come on, we have to find the perfect sound. If you guys think of any cool sounds, let me know. I need something like something freaky that is like instant and sounds a bit weird. Let's try the void. And I was thinking about the slow-mo to do a gray screen, and everything is just slow. And I could also do the sound effect with the slow-mo. Alright, let's do the slow-mo now. Do you think this would be cool even if you lose, to restart and have the slow-mo, or just once? What do you think, Ziptip? I was thinking to have it every time, so I can switch spades here and have it play every time. Alright, okay, yeah, I'm gonna switch spades here. It's already done. Alright, so a cool sound effect to do that is called, oh come on, oh yeah, it's called something time, I think. Wait, slow. There we go, that's the one. Everywhere. Okay, so we also need the gray screen as well. So let's say display square gray, an opacity of 0.3. Position 0, and the scale. Scale of 15. Alright, and I'm gonna say global player moving. Countdown 0.5. Switch spades, next spades. And then say not global player in trigger zone. Sweet spades 1. I think that'll do it. Oh yeah, I forgot the pace. Pace equals 0.2. Pace equals 1. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I was thinking the same, Dengerby. So when you lose, you see the black screen, and then you just have time to react when it just fades out. And I also made it work when you actually move your character, so you have infinite time to react. Yeah, I did it a bit quickly. Wait, what was that? Oh, that's the light I used. See? It's just like yeah. It doesn't really look so good because this guy is not moving yet, but you will understand when you see him move. Alright, what else? Alright, let's start making this guy hunt you down. Okay, so let's say global layer move towards it, minimum distance 1. I think 1 is good. Yeah, Mr. Yeah. I haven't set the speed. Not sure how much speed. Can I say 0.8? I think it's good. And then it's too cold. Let's say distance to global layer greater than 2. I'll say 2. And then else. Now here's the cool thing. I'm not gonna do the generic logic that's saying like attack when you're closer than just 2 meters. What I'm gonna do is when he really is close, then he's just gonna move a bit slower and also attack. Attack global layer damage. How much damage? I would say 1000 just to be sure. Attack hit. Not sure if that's the proper way to code it, but send music. Scale, I don't know, like 15 red, and with an opacity. Where's the opacity? 0.3. Okay, so that happens. Actually, when that happens, gonna add a bit of duration to that effect. Gonna say 2 seconds, which is the time that it takes to fade the black screen. Okay, so duration 2 seconds. Yeah, everywhere. And then say else switch page. Actually, yeah, else destroy. Because if the player is dead, then you need to destroy the enemy and recreate it. Just gonna take a quick look again in the reset position to see if this is resettable. This has to turn off. Okay. Right, yeah. I think it plays already. If I remember well, it plays already. The heartbeat sound. Okay, what else? Yeah, let me take another look just to make sure it can be reset. Okay, so, yeah. What I think I haven't set here. Okay. Okay. So one thing I want to do is here somewhere. Okay, so here character moves or that happens all the time. It does, yes. Alright, so one more thing. Before I switch to this position, I want to store the cats in mess position. Because he moves around, so I need to know where he is at that moment. And the first time we'll store his position to variable player position and his direction too. Oh, come on. Player direction. Okay, so when that happens, we want to recreate the player. Command equals create this guy, position, okay, we'll also set his forward. Do this. And set his space. Well, I'm not gonna change the space. It's gonna look a bit different, but I don't really care. And switch to page reset to, because the connecting mode is gonna run from the beginning. Might break it, might break something, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And we also fix this guy. Which I made a mistake, I think. Definitely made a mistake in here. Because if the player is destroyed, then this won't run. Meaning this won't run. So I guess I have to copy this and add it to the reset page here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's see the full thing. Not sure if it's gonna work, the reset, but you can always debug it. If it works with the first time, I'll be a happy man. Alright, he cannot move because maybe the cutscene is still stating his position. Yeah, it does. I'm basically gonna create an empty page called idle and switch to that page so the logic doesn't run anymore. Okay, that's that. Alright, you know what? Just for the sake of it, to make it more interesting and realistic, I'm gonna do something I haven't done before, and I just had the flash of an idea right now. So I'm gonna have this guy say word pace equals to 1 as a condition. Then I'm gonna create a number variable called pitch. Pitch equals 0. Word pace equals 0.2. Pitch equals -6. And I'm gonna place the pitch on all his sounds. So when we slow down the world, also the sounds will slow down. It's +10, and here is -10. Bits. Yeah, let's see how that looks. That might actually look really good. guess I must have broken something with idle logic. Yeah, I'm gonna do is say global player, so otherwise it will break. And one more thing, I saw that this somehow doesn't go to. There's a transformation too. Ah, that's why. Alright, so it doesn't have enough time then. Say 10. It didn't spawn the tentacles. Yeah, definitely looks better now. Why is this guy destroyed? I think I know what happened. He attacked himself and killed himself for some reason. I think I know what's wrong. And this guy got me really quick, by the way. Couldn't even get past. So this guy... gonna override this guy. So I'm gonna use a custom respawn here. Make sure we also close this. Okay. Yeah, it's better to do it from this brain rather than do it here. Let's see how. Okay. Which means the checkpoint logic didn't work. So I think that will make it work. looked like a reset properly, but I think the problem was that this guy, yes, that was the problem. This needs to be started. So now I think it could be reset. Okay, one more thing. When this guy comes here, I want for the first 2 seconds not to hurt the player, because I see him. Not 2 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. Okay. I would just go and say... Okay, so countdown 5. It's gonna create a boolean called attack ready. And I'm gonna also initialize, so it resets properly. Attack ready equals false, although I don't have to initialize, I'm just doing it for the sake of good programming, I guess. Because it will be destroyed, so every time it will be false. Anyhow, so after 5 seconds, attack ready, and when attack ready, you can attack. Because I want the player to just pass right through him without him just knocking him down. Okay, now let's make the alley a bit more wide. Not that it would help, but at least it would look nice if the player is in the middle. Okay, let's extend it after this point. Oh, one more thing I'm gonna show you today is probably, I don't know if you guys have ever done it before in your games, but I do it a lot lately. Like if I really want to polish a game, I will do that. Especially like the one I did it the most was Conquer. So do you know, like the sounds of the footsteps are really, not really, well, they're not that good in Project Spark, or they're not really what you want to do. So okay, I need to cubify this. There we go. So basically I will change the sound of the footsteps of the guy that is hunting you, so you know where he is. You will hear this like huge, like doof, 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 you know, like when he really walks. And I will time it exactly to his footsteps. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Just let me finish at least this point here. Okay, come on. Okay, let's do this. So the way to do it is you can use alright, so one load cube will be red, and this will be left foot. Alright. you do that. Alright, yeah. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna add sensors to his feet, so when he touches the ground he's like tush, 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 you know, like it sounds more realistic, and it just intensifies the whole feeling of that moment. Anyway, so when owner what I was saying, when owner moving and global player, which means he exists, then bump terrain, wait, no, bump terrain, started. Okay, I'm gonna use that cool sound I used on here. Yeah, this guy. There we go. Okay, that's good. Let's now say right foot, and we make this green, because in scientific terminology everything that is right is green and everything that is left is red. Well, at least for maritime. If you're into maritime stuff, you know port and starboard. Anyway, so I'm gonna say attachments, a new or bigger left foot on his left foot, which is left foot is this guy. Place it here. I think it's good. Side the foot. Can always grab it from this list, and then grab this guy. Oh my god, I won't be able to bring it there. And do right foot. Oh, good thing there's an LB icon above it. Right. Alright, cool. So that should make him walk pretty badass. Yeah, I use that on Conquer. If you play the Conquer game, and if you go into the kitchen, when you walk into the marble, you listen to his sound. It's like tit 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 tit. It's very precise, because every character is completely different, and it also tracks every animation, not only walking. So, but there are some flaws to this approach as well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bump those flaws here, but let's see. Whoa, that is some badass walk right there. If you can hear the yeah, one thing I noticed is that it doesn't happen all the time, which means I'm either not using overlap, or the sensor is not picking up the ground well. So let's see. I am using overlap. I'm not using it on the play effect though. Okay, and right foot. Alright, and pretty good from one side. I think it was this side. Let's see where the sensor is. They look identical. Oh, this guy is a bit lower than this guy. Okay, let's bring down left foot a bit. If I could see, that is. Alright. Here, I think. I could intensify the effect, but I like the bass sound. It looks very like a mech is walking. For some reason they don't play anymore. I think something just went wrong. I think I might need to restart. Not sure, but I don't know. It's just scratching me right now. I want to really intensify the effect to add a bit more. Use the badass impact as well. That's more like it. If something breaks, make it worse. The only thing I don't have here is the way to skip to the actual action. Alright, see the cool thing about overlap? Actually, you know what? Let's not include overlap, because I want to test something. Overlap, I mean everywhere. I want to test what happens if we rely on proximity to hear those effects. Are they loud enough? If they are, then I'm gonna leave it as it is. So when you get further away, you won't hear him coming, you know? If not, then it's okay. You'll be terrified all the way, even if you're really far away. You just hear the same footsteps. No, I mean for debug reasons to skip to action, because I will want to do this path here and I will have to see the cutscene every time I test. So that's why I said skip to action, just for debug reasons. Yeah, actually it's not loud enough, so I'll have to leave it to everywhere. Yeah, well, yeah, but it needs to be opposite to the distance, and it's a pain to go to something like that. It's fine. It will intensify the effect because even with volume 80 or 90, sometimes some effects are really low. As you can see, I used double that effect to make it look like a proper effect. So imagine if both of them were 90 or 80 or 70, it will just you won't hear it over everything else. So I won't bother too much with it. I'm just gonna leave it as is. Alright, so here is where the real action happens. Let me see the plan. There's nothing specific on this way. So basically here is just gonna be a small alleyway with turns and stuff. So there's gonna be a few obstacles, a few things popping out the way. Because this is a game, you know, you can lose. I will also have some obstacles that you have to duck under, and I'm gonna use the crouching mechanism I created a few episodes ago, and the bad the villain would just break it, so it doesn't matter. But you have to duck over so he doesn't get you. And as you can see, the moment he gets really close to you, then you're just dead. And then turn. And then why not go down as well? I really want to see the player's reaction when he starts to hunt them down, because in here I will create a lot of things while you're running, and that will be fully resettable. So some players will just you know, like some players when they play horror games, they just hesitate to move forward, and they go slowly, very like bit scared and don't know what's gonna happen. Well, here you have to run and you have to see every horror that comes into your face. Like, just you just have to jump into it, you know. And that is the worst thing for players trying horror games. It's one of the many fears that you have to you have no way, no other option but just to go forward into whatever is waiting for you. And don't get me wrong, this won't be a small area. This will take a long path to complete, because it's always fun to run with something behind you, you know. If you remember in Void 32 or B32, I did the same thing with Void. You were basically hunted down by these Void Fiends. So basically here, when the player dies, everything will reset. That's the condition. I also have to make sure that when the Super Freak gets It's not gonna be super hard actually, and all these that you see right now, it's just 20 seconds. It's like 20 seconds, seriously. Uh, Also, the void has 0.8 of your speed, which means it's gonna become slower than you and he's gonna be left back. But I'm definitely gonna code something that will speed him up if you're really far away. But yeah, generally it won't be that hard. It will just stick behind you with a 0.8 speed, and if he's left back, he will just speed up again to reach that point, and then 0.8 again. Basically, all you have to do is run without stopping. That's what you have to do, and it's gonna be super easy. And 1 or 2 points that you have to duck, you just have to time the X button, or the B button, sorry, to crouch right before the obstacle. So you duck under it successfully, and then he doesn't get to you, you know. So that's the only thing. And you also have to play the camera right so you don't get confused and he catches up. That's basically it. Nothing too terrifying. Oh yeah, also I'm gonna use some just drop out things, like some things will just pop out the moment you're close, just to intensify the, you know, like obstruction coming in from your way. You have to turn, so that will be another thing to keep up. But as you can see, most of the way is like a straight line. It's not anything super difficult. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna make it super easy, but I'm not gonna make it super hard either. It's gonna be somewhere in between. I'm gonna optimize it for every player. You see, even in the puzzles I used some sort of flash effect so you can find it easily. I'm not really making it hard game. Just like Orbit 32 with the same difficulty. Alright, and at this point there will also be a maze, and if you get it wrong, you see the guy straight into your face. And I think, yeah, I hope players don't go backwards, you know. Maybe I will add the door here that I will close as soon as you enter this area, because some players might get confused and run backwards. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I could have done this when you fall down here, so there's no way you can go back. Let's see. Can I squeeze this somewhere here? It's too early though. I'm gonna squeeze this somewhere here. I'm just gonna delete this area. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a fall before this happens, because there's no way you can get confused over a fall. So like something like this. And then there is this way. Yeah, it's not the long fall. You mean you want me to add a long fall, right? Yeah, everything's doable. I could make it so that the floor breaks, and as you just try to go front, then you suddenly go down. That is Alright, yeah, I could do that. I can actually do that in the first fall, which is this here. Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, I could totally just go for like, you know, like there's more here. Like this. And then I could add that wall piece here, and it gets destroyed as soon as you come here. And it resets normally when you get killed. But yeah, I will first create the base, and then I will add everything else. Maybe you could at some point come to a dead end. There you can make a cutscene with a friction. Ah, come on, Zip Dave, you got all the right ideas. Well, the script, which I made like here, I'm not sure if you can see it. You see the camera. So here is the end of the like all this that I'm making. So the basic idea is that you reach the end with a locked door, and there are some guards on the other way, and you start to shout to them like, help, help, like open up, and then the freak gets you, and he just punches one of the tentacles or whatever that is through you, and you see it coming out like, you know, like this, and then it just lifts you up, and just before you die, and you close your eyes and you just die generally, like the other guy that speaks to you in cutscenes when you close your eyes is just goes berserk, and it just wakes up, and you become a freak as well. And this is the end point where you are a huge monster and you destroy everything. But this is the end of this hall. That's what the script says. So basically, yeah, I will do that in like in a very stretched way. I will panic the player that the freak just got to him, you know. But that will be a super hard cutscene to do. Let's see how it turns out. Alright, so we have this room. And we also need an area that comes to an end. Oh. Well, not that much, but let's see. Alright, I'll do the other way, because it's more convenient. Alright, where's the end of the map? It's there. Okay, so we'll continue this. Dunkerpa, if you're still here, do you know if you could replace a paint with another paint while in game mode? Because I haven't done it before. Maybe you know if it's possible. So I think I've seen it in a code tile, but I'm not sure if it's doable. If that happens, that would be super useful for this case, because I need to have like the stone paint like everywhere in the holes. You can, right? Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll explain why. So you have this this stone texture, like the upper one, and then when you just do this static, where it's just like you know, like all the lower part, which is the ground part, will become red, similar to what you see now. But in normal mode, you can raycast your heated terrain, raycast specific terrain slot, and then you use to replace the painting slot. Right? Okay. No, I don't need to raycast. I know which one I want, so I'm just gonna, if it's possible, to say, you know, like this paint, change with this. Alright, so let's do a very long hallway here. Here. Alright, and this will be the guard room. It just gets you, and everything goes bad. this is enough. We'll see, we'll see. If it doesn't work out, then I'll just do something else. It's not a huge deal. I just wanted to change to the blood texture, as you can see here. It looks cool. Like when you do the static, like, well, like here. But if it's not possible, then it's no big deal. I'll just do something else. Alright, so let's start painting now, because I think we completed the layout. So, oh yeah, first of all, let's cubify. So everything needs to be cubified. We have this. Yeah, let's do some cubifying magic here. Alright, cool. Ninja Run game. What was the name? Was it Ninja Run? So you use it to change the path dynamically, but I block painted over existing paint. I don't understand what you're saying. You use it to change the path, so you just replace the paint to change the path? Is that what you mean? Oh, I think I know what you mean. You raycast it so you can make the players, well, the enemies walk on the path. Run Ninja Run. That rings a bell. I think I might have tried that game. Alright, so now that we have that done, I'll switch into stone first. Step 1 is to paint everything to the stone texture. Have to be careful not to touch any other rooms though. The ribbon was moving and I need a moving painting logic to make it look like the path moved. Ah, alright, okay. Now I get you. So it was a scroller, but with no scrolling logic. Yeah, I get it. Alright, so now that we painted the walls, well, only after the fall I will paint the floor, because we need to use the floor to make that custom prop that looks exactly like the wall. And because that doesn't exist for the floor texture, I'm just gonna leave it like this and do it only here. So switching to floor paint. It's a bit too high, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit too high. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, cool. Ah, almost that's the other room. Okay, we're done. If you paint in game, you have effects. You have effect. Oh, really? Oh, oh, yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. Wait, no, you don't have effect when you paint, because I use that in my editor. Right? Well, no, that's wrong. I used the add terrain. I didn't paint. But yeah, effects. Okay, okay. Let's try. Let's try and see how it looks. So what I'm gonna do is when you fall here, I'm gonna add this trigger. Which one is it? Is it this? Where is the replace one? How do you trigger the replace style? Ah, right. Okay. Still, how do you do it? Okay. Terrain only. Let's say. Doesn't work. Oh, maybe equals? No, it doesn't work. I think it's the one I coded. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Parameter index equals to this guy, then. Yeah, I'm just trying to experiment and see what I can come up with. I think maybe... No, replace. Um, not sure what I'm doing. This is a whole new area for me. I guess that's it. Raycast, heat, direction, word down, paint, terrain only. Do paint, terrain slot, terrain slot. Do paint, terrain slot. That's all. Replace. Terrain position. What? Okay, so I don't need this guy? Yeah, it's gonna happen anyway. Alright, so... do I really need a raycast? Paint, terrain, slot. Alright, so I'm gonna add the terrain slot here. Which is this guy. And replace it with this guy. Without sound. What else? Well, I don't need to do that. What if I just do that? Let's ignore that for a second and see if it works. I don't think I need I just know which one I want to replace with, and that's it. So, and then I'm gonna say else and do the opposite. So it just switches back. That's what I was thinking. What do you think? Alright, let's set the trigger. Let's see how it looks. Alright, I don't know, I've never used this code before. It'd be cool to try it now. And also, this is how we skip to the good part. Where's the player? Where is the player? No, it's not this way, it's this way. Okay, so I'm just gonna basically place him there. So supposedly he runs. There you go. Well, that's interesting. What? Look at this. it's basically doing the opposite. And it's basically decubifying. Why is it decubifying? Do not decubify. Alright, so and cubify. Not sure if it works. If it doesn't work, then we'll have a problem. I also need to increase the ceiling. Why is only doing it here? Why is only doing it here? And alright, I think I got the hang of this. So I'm just gonna enter a very small number so it doesn't go so it goes everywhere. And another small number here. And also I'm gonna increase the amount to what's the limit of the amount? Turn the paint. Doesn't tell me. Is it 100? Is it 1? I would say 1. It's low, I'm gonna make it 100. Because I want to be instant. Oh my god, no. Alright. Scratch that. Come on. There we go. Alright, for some reason this completely freaked out the game. I don't like the fact that you cannot change everything. This kind of ruins the whole point. Alright. Not really, because he switches back. That could work actually. Very complex logic for just one thing. But yeah, that's right. Oh, you're going. Alright, yeah, have a good weekend, man. So tomorrow is Saturday. I might be streaming tomorrow, actually. So, yeah, if you're here tomorrow, see you then. But yeah, have a good weekend. Let's see that. Radius, I think 10 is good. 10 amount 100. Yeah, more. Yeah. Okay. Oh well, I don't know. I don't have any. Alright, so we don't need this anymore. Wait, where's... Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. not sure why it doesn't switch back to the other paint. Alright, that's why it didn't work. The else statement was wrong. Okay. Looks like the radius is not big enough. Oh, yeah. My bad. Alright, so it removes the previous one actually. With a few minor leftovers. You know what? Since I'm doing this, I'd better do it all the time instead of just once. So it's gonna say, yeah, I don't want the static. Alright, well this is a cool effect I haven't expected to see. Wasn't expecting to see. So it's like a fade in, fade out. And it doesn't lag the game, which is amazing. Alright, so how about we create a custom one? Although, not sure. Oh, probably. I think I have a custom one. Let me check. I have this guy. I think this guy is really good. Let's see. So I'm gonna change this to this guy. Nice. I like the effect. Looks like it's coming in waves. Okay, now I think I'm gonna do it in a different way. It looks a lot better if I just do the whole thing with the stone. That's a really cool effect. I would love to see it in the full room, not just the bottom of it. So I'm just gonna paint everything. Excuse me. Just gonna paint everything. and say since the paint here, we're set. Yeah, this guy. Alright, let's see how it looks. Yeah, we left some paint. Yeah, it's not that bad. If we had more light, maybe it would look more vivid. Or maybe in a larger space, it wouldn't cover everything. But it's a nice little thing. Alright, let's now... that's all for today's stream. So now let's bring this guy back to where we started and see the full thing. This is gonna go back here. And test. Alright. So let's sum it up. Let's see what we've done so far. Alright. Yeah, I will have a lot of things to do for the next part, but that was generally the base. I did the design. Now we have to change also the character base hunting you um, to be able to jump down, so you have character physics. Actually, yeah, not yet. Anyhow, I'll just do that in the next stream. So we have to tweak his physics to be character but non-collidable after he jumps from this wall, and then I will make him faster, create a floor here that gets destroyed, create some obstacles, some other things that pop out, make the ceiling a bit higher. I think that's what we need to do. But yeah, generally the base that we get here is that you're being hunted by this guy and he won't give up no matter where you go or you try to escape. And at this point you will switch to a freak yourself after he gets you. But yeah, I think that's all for today, and see you guys tomorrow. Tune in the same time as today, and yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and see you tomorrow. Thanks.